This is a fun video for me. This is my boy Jolly. It's one of the few friends of mine I tell I love him when I get off the phone with them. I knew this kid when I was 14 years old is the year you get poisoned with the aquarium hobby. He's got some fun stories about me that I forgot about when we were kids in the fish tank. Do me a favor, leave me a comment on who influenced you or who was with you when you started getting into aquariums. Named after Jean-Pierre Houdelat, a French explorer. This comes from Africa. Party rhizome, grows above water, below water. It's got these little gangster little claws on it too. Super dope. Takes forever to convert, but you can tie it, break it, whatever.
How do you plant it in the substrate? Like,
you don't plant it in the substrate.
Okay.
This is a tie to the rock type thing. Good question. There's the above water growth that's died. So you tie this or like wedge it in the rocks, but you don't plant it. I mean, you could plant a little bit of it, but it actually is a rhizome feeder. Most Africa plants are like that. Another one like that is in here. Look in here, this is the Anubias repair tank. So in here, so we get like these big giant rhizomes from Africa and they come in with like giant things, but then they have this off the end. So we peel that off. So this is like one of those big, like I wouldn't sell this, but this is one of those giant giganteas that you saw. So we bring these in, and this is like super hot to me. I don't know if it feels hot to y'all, but this is how it goes, dude. So these are fire, man. So you want to take one of these, and I'm giving you a converted one because.
What does that mean?
It means like, so see that this big leaf or whatever, like these big long leaves, they grow above water. They come in like in the swamp. They grow in a swamp, like up out of it. And then they convert to underwater growing. This is a perfect example of it. So like it would come in with like all this big, like, oh wow, like look at that leaf, and then like that'll die and this will come back. So it'll look like this. Now this needs a little bit more light and a little bit of space. See, that's another example of it.
So this is pre-conversion.
That's pre-conversion. And then that's converted right there.
Is it flower?
I've never made it flower. We've had other flowers. I think it does flower, but I have not made it flower. I'm not there yet. Not there yet. That's just straight up Anubias Nana.
That's Nana. Yeah, I recognize that guy.
One of those?
Yes, please. I love that plant. Thanks.
So check it. So you got that and that. You can't keep that. Dude, I have some giant oh, this is cool. No, this isn't, you want all Africa.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Crenum.
Miss the rains down in Africa. Is
That's
this the Crenum?
Yeah, but that's plant. Pull it out. All right, pull it out. Yeah, that is from where you're fishing from, bro.
Can I pull this off?
Yeah, the other yellow, pull that off.
Shut down.
But then the trick is you want to have the new growth in the center here.
Have you eaten this before?
Oh, definitely had it in my mouth. Haven't fully consumed it because it's from Africa, I'm scared, but
yeah.
This is all you need. It's like there's plants and then there's Crenum. So you get one of these. That's above water growth.
That's incredible.
No, dude, no, I've had it for a month though. Like I had it and like, so that's all the new underwater growth. That's the old, so that's what it does.
Nice.
I love this plant, bro. It's from Guinea, full roots. You got roots off like that. So this is what, you have some of this plant. This is the kid that I got into fish tanks with when I was 14. And 25 years later, he comes to the greenhouse to see it. I've already wept off camera about this moment, so I'll spare you all, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I've got plenty of stories about this guy, including, what was the first fish in the Arowana? We got to wax poetic for a minute, bro. The 75-gallon tank in your parents' office.
We had a 29 with 2 Oscars in it. That's what it started.
That's true. What were their names?
I don't think they had names. Did they have names?
Maybe
but the one jumped out. Remember we came home from school? There was a black one and an albino one, and the black one had jumped out and it was all dry. It was just laying on the floor. Everything was dry. And I picked it up and Dustin was like, just put him in the tank, see what happens. And I was like, it was basically like dried fish. Like we could have eaten it. And we plopped him in and he just went straight down to the bottom. And then real slowly, the gills
Dude,
started going.
I had forgotten.
And he sat there for
I
like
told
2
you to
weeks.
put him back in?
Yeah, he sat there for like 2 weeks and he just was like, what happened? And then like 2 weeks later, he was like ready to eat. It was crazy. My dad came home from lunch and he didn't hear anything or see anything. I mean, that fish was out of water for 4 hours, I bet. Oscars are crazy.
Dude, you got the Oscars, then you got a 20 long.
Dustin gave me a 10-gallon tank one time and he was trying to get sand out of the bottom of it and he was holding it like this and he was shaking it and he couldn't get the sand out, so he did this and he busted the bottom of it, just like cracked it with his forehead.
Skills.
I
remember sitting here back here.
You can't teach
You
that.
can't teach that to the kids. It's not for the children. And then so you had a 20, and in your room you had a 20.
Had a 20 and then
You had a 20 and a 15
75.
in your room. I had a 29 with piranhas.
Oh yeah, you took the piranhas to college.
Man, these fish suck. I have a long history of hating piranhas.
What's the love hate?
And you got the 75 though, dude. That's when it got real. You got the 75. Remember, you got in it, like physically, like sat in it, just to like see it.
See if it could happen. I got that for Christmas when I was 16.
Yeah.
Yep,
Dude,
it's good stuff.
how about the red-tailed catfish in that thing?
Red-tailed catfish are not to be sold in pet stores. I'll just say it. Like I don't know if your customers are selling them or what, but red-tailed catfish, it is cruel to everybody to sell them. Because little kids like us, we thought it was the coolest fish ever, and you bring it home and it eats your breeding pair of Managuense cichlids, and ate them both and then barfed them both up.
That was the best part.
No, that was
When it
horrible.
barfed them up, now it was the best part because it was like it puked up, like it ate gluttonously and then just threw up.
It was
that's hilarious. At least if it had gotten a good meal, it would have been like oh well, at least he ate those and got nourishment. But instead he just puked them.
I could have killed that fish with my bare hands.
And then we got rid of him. Yeah, and then but the cichlid, you had Africans for a while.
I did have a lot of Africans. And then, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I got Africans, I should throw in a couple South Americans and just keep it interesting.
Details. Very good.
It's good stuff.
Dude, thank you for coming out to 2.0, dude.
This is amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks, dude.
I love this place.
Go from a kid peeing off his bike to running it.
One time, Dustin and I had a combined grade point average of 2.8.
Yeah. What's your GPA? 2.8? And 1.4? When I found out this kid was moving, I went into like a spiral of semi-depression, and I just hung out with him every day.
Whether or not we had school.
Whether or not I had school is irrelevant, including not going to school. And then we both randomly married women from Western Kentucky, and both now live in Kentucky, even though we're both from Northwest Ohio.
Weird.
That's really weird, dude. So, yeah. Hey, Jolly. Love you, man.
Hey, I love you too. This guy.